How's it going, guys and gals? Elder back. Um, Picking back up in Path of Exile. I wanted to cover some of the basics of the new league and what I think about it so far. I'm on a lower level character right now. I just finished one of the mechanics. You get a lot of these different types of currency. I'll show y'all the chest in a moment. But we'll go through one of the mechanics so y'all can see how it's done, and then I can elaborate further on later, later game stuff. I haven't really gotten to, like, I guess you'd say, like, endgame, but I did start endgame, so I started mapping and everything like that, and so I can show y'all a little bit of that in a moment. Um, we're gonna go ahead and head to the next area. Pretty much, since it's the main mechanic, you'll run into it in every area that you go to. Okay, it's right here. Okay, so this is how they look. They gradually become bigger as you level and get further into the story and into the maps. And currently, when I'm in maps, I have about 5 or 6 explosives. You do want to pay attention to the immunities because they have done quite a bit of tuning as far as monsters and their defenses, resistances, and all that good stuff. Um, But a really good one to grab most of the time, as long as it doesn't hurt you too much, is pack size. Pack size will increase the amount of monsters, more EXP, more drops, etc. But yeah, pay attention to what's the majority of that's here. So excavated chest, so armor, rare armors. This is rare armor. So if we get 2 rare armors at 50%, it will be 100% chance. It'll literally just say uh chance to drop original, or I mean, yeah, runic monster. Oh wait, that one's runic monsters. This one's okay. So yeah, pay attention, not like me. So excavated chest, runic monster, runic monsters. So it's pretty easy to tell which ones are runic monsters, and usually they'll spawn from these bigger skull areas um on the map. So you see one over here, stuff like that. um so here's what we're gonna do. We can handle most of these modifiers. We just have to be careful because one thing I can say is there's a certain type of monster that appears. It's called it's a skeletal roa, and those things can be a little bit dangerous. Uh, so yeah, you got to kind of be careful with that. So let's look at what all we can grab as far as modifiers and whatnot. So let's see. So, and you can be as okay. So you saw that faint glow. As long as there's a faint glow on all this stuff, you're able to grab it. So you see how like the sign right here. So the further away I am, so as long as it has that glow on it, that means it's in the area. So that makes it a little bit easier. Um, but yeah, you place down your explosives like so. I don't think I'm gonna be able to get both of the. Oh, there you go. Bam. So I literally should have the majority of these chests and a couple of the mobs. And then you can also look down here. This will actually show you a list of all your modifiers. So we have 50% chance of rare armors from monsters, runic monsters, and excavated chests. We have 50% increased quantity. So keep that in mind, quantity, and pack size. So pack size will increase the amount of monsters that we have to kill. Now on the flip side, they get immunity to lightning. They have 15% increased damage and 30% increased max life. So they will be a bit tougher, especially early on. But this, for me, this mechanic has been probably the most rewarding of the bunch, especially early on in the game. It helps you with get a lot of rares and stuff early on, and get your character actually geared up. Okay, so once you've set down your explosive charges, you will hit the detonation, and it'll detonate in the first spot. And those are the things I was talking about. They charge you. You can get hit by like 20 of them at once, like just boom, 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 boom. They can wipe you out that way. So just be careful. Stay vigilant. Stay moving, because if you don't, you will die. Um, The build I will be playing and showing off will be it's a new skill. It's called Eye of Winter. It's very strong. I'm still messing with the scaling of the damage, but it is pretty good. I'm still kind of playing with my support gems and support auras and all that stuff. Kill these guys real quick. Boom. So we had 50% chance to get rares from them, and we did. So those were runic monsters, the two that I killed there. All right, and then you can pop all the chests that you got. Boom, boom, boom. And I mean, you usually end up getting a decent amount of stuff. And it's pretty good. It's a pretty good mechanic. You get plenty of loot, and this is really early on. I mean, it's level 7 in the area. I'm level 10 right now. Um, I'll have a build guide for my character eventually, once I've tweaked it completely. But I will show y'all the character because I do want to show you the skill and everything like that. And I can go do like a higher level one of these so y'all can check it out. Let me see. Can't forget to do that. Okay. Also, another thing is when you talk to them, you can open the chest, so this way you can get rid of the currency, so it's not taking up space in your inventory. I don't need that flask. Um, so that way you can grab as much as you can, because it is a bit taxing grabbing everything that's on the floor. And you're gonna want to grab the majority of it and convert it over to orbs of transmute or augmentation, depending on how you trade it. I try to ID everything, uh, just to keep up with the orbs of or the scrolls of wisdom. Let's see, there should actually be a waypoint somewhere near here. There it is. Okay, so let's come over here, empty my inventory, but this way it'll give us a chance to talk some more about the mechanic too. So each there's 4 NPCs that you will unlock as you go through the campaign. You'll come across them. They'll all be right here, and here's your expedition locker. And in here, this is where you'll have the different types of currency for each NPC. Each NPC, you can use these other currencies like to break them down. You can convert stuff, etc. And that's what the last NPC does. You will be getting log books, and I'll show one of those in a little bit. But they go down here. It's kind of like in Heist where you got the contracts. Um, the mechanic is extremely different though than the contracts. Um, Here, let me just empty my inventory. I can look through it later. Let me go grab the rest of it, and I can finish explaining. One good thing to click early on is down here. Set the affinity for this stuff, so that way when you go to a dump tab, like I just did, and just dump everything in, and you dump the currency in, it'll go straight to that chest. You don't even have to worry about it. Let's see. And like I said, I will show off my character. It's not a super duper strong, like killer character like some people show off, but it is what I'm working on, and I hope to get it to that point. I'm playing right now. I'm playing on standard with this character, but with my main character, I started on solo self-found. And let's just grab whatever else. I'll jump over to my other character, and I can show off the larger mechanic of this. Y'all might find it interesting. Alright, I can come back to this character in a bit. So, I get the character selection. And so, my main character is right here. She's 78. I'm on solo self-found. I'm playing as a witch occultist. And again, I'm kind of playing with different abilities and stuff like that. But I start out the same. Freeze pulse. I don't really want to go over my passive right now because, like I said, I will make a build video eventually. But this is more to show off the mechanic. So hopefully I don't die. This is a 68. This is expedition logbook. So this is what you'll be getting. This is similar to the contracts. You can see it has 2 different areas in it. So you'll talk to the final guy. So this is Danning. He's the one that you talk to. You say, show me the expedition map. And you can actually do this long before you've opened up maps. If you find any of these early on, you can run them. And you just come talk to him in your hideout. But you pop that in there.
described in this logbook don't match anything particularly notable in other
And you'll
characters.
see that
The
it
terrain
has
has changed too much
two
for our
separate
safety.
areas, like I said,
At best,
and
we
it'll
have a
have
guess.
two different types of
Do you care to
in,
pick a
in
destination?
increases, etc. So 41% increased explosive placement range. Area contains 31% increased number of monster markers. Okay, so that's a lot more monsters. And then this one, area contains monster markers. Okay, so both of these are very similar, and they're both the same type for that matter. So Black Scythe mercenaries. So each one will be different. So they have like one that's a chalice and so forth. But either one's fine. I guess we'll go with this one. It looks like it has higher. So we'll open the portal. And once you have your map device, it opens over here. Before you have your map device, it actually opens around Danon. Unless they fix it to where it'll either way it'll open up where your map device usually is. So you'll enter, and this is basically the same thing but at a much larger scale. Um,
Need your
yeah,
aid.
so you can open up your map and you see everything. We've got
Finally,
18 charges. Okay, so this is a pretty low level map. This is 68. This is pretty much when you'd start mapping and stuff. Um, and then you would just set down all your explosives. So I'm gonna try and I've been trying mainly to get like unique. So there's a unique one there and a unique one there. So and then you'll add modifiers as you go. We'll try and see how far we can come down here. Maybe I can add something in right away. See, like that one wouldn't be good for me. Cannot be chilled, frozen, ignited, etc. So instead of doing that, what I'll do, and you do have to hover over the shrines if you want the shrines too. Uh, we'll grab this, and we'll grab these. So currency. Let's see what else we got. Additional currency items. 30% in life over 1 second. So regen is very dangerous on these mobs. Uh, see, like that, they got some scary modifiers. So 20% or lower life on hit. That's insta death. That's insta death. There's certain things you do not want. I mean, I can probably deal with the regen. I'm not even gonna mess with them being able to murder me like that though. That's too much of a risk. Okay, we'll place it there. If you're playing on hardcore, it's an even bigger risk, so you really do have to pay attention to all these modifiers. So this is spell 50% black and spell chance. This stuff adds up. These monsters do get really really strong. If you don't want to put any kind of any one of those modifiers on there, you don't have to. Uh, like here, I'm just gonna come around. Uh, Max life. Okay, so I can I can deal with some of this stuff. So we'll add some max life to them. And that was the unique one right there. We can move this way to get some fossils maybe. We've still got 12 of these charges, so we can actually like probably circle back this way. And you're gonna want to get as many of these chests as possible. Ooh, what's that? That looks like it's a big bad monster or something. I've never seen that, so that'd be kind of cool. Monsters gain 50%. Okay, so this will add damage to them. And so we'll do that, and why not? You and me are experiencing this together, so monsters have so that's 30% life right there. Um, more life, extra chaos damage, so that'll be 100% extra chaos damage if we were to grab both of those. And of course, the more modifiers you add, the more stuff, the more cool stuff that you can get. Um, sometimes I don't even want to add like modifiers. I'll just add more mobs like this. More resistance. It does make a huge difference on these mobs. If you're running an elemental build, especially, do not think you're so OP that you're just gonna come in and stomp these guys. Yeah, see, I'm not gonna I'm not touching anything that's like that modifier right there. Um, let's see. Let's grab all of this, and let's see how far we can come over here. Maybe get some more mobs or something. That's a blight one. See how far we can get. There's a div card one right there. It's just out of range. So that's one thing you have to keep in mind. There is a distance between explosives. So you have to chain them properly. If you don't, you will have issues. Let's see. What's this modifier? Hits against monsters cannot be critical strikes. That's kind of a rough one for me, but go ahead and grab it because I only have one more. So extra chaos damage or all damage from monster hits can be poison. I will pass on that. In fact, I'll pass on all of that, and we'll just drop this bad boy right here. Okay, so like I showed you earlier, we can see everything that's going to be added. Every 4 seconds, runic monsters regenerate 30% life over 1 second. Monsters have 45% increased max life, so these monsters are going to be pretty tough. Hits against monsters cannot be crits, which is kind of fine for me. Monsters gain 100% physical damage with extra chaos, and then we get all those bonuses that are right there. Okay, now I'm hoping we don't die. Like I said, this character is not perfect yet. I still haven't completely tweaked it, but it is fairly strong. I'm using Eye of Winter and Hydrosphere. So my Hydrosphere is actually for my cursing, and as you can see, I'm using a bunch of different gems. Like I said, I'll go over it in my build guide, but let's get this going, and I can show you how this works out. So yeah, my build can cause explosions for two different things. So it's fairly strong. Of course, these mobs are semi-weak for me at least, just because I am a higher level, so I do have a fair amount of damage, etc. And I'm getting explosions from all sorts of stuff. Woo! Oh, nope, I'm dead. What was that? What was that? Okay, so that's a different monster. I don't think I'm gonna be able to go in there. That was like, okay, so that's new to me. That was a monster I've never fought before. Whew. They do have a lot of damage. I added a whole 100% extra chaos damage, so you do have to be careful. You add damage like that, it gets kind of ridiculous. So let's clear out what we can clear out, and we'll work from there. That's definitely a boss. You and me are experiencing this together, so if I step in, oh yep, I step in there and that's death right there. Oof. Okay. So actually this skill is similar to Freeze Pulse, but the damage is highest when the monsters are further away from you instead of closer, because with Freeze Pulse the damage is higher when they're closer due to the fact that it's highly based off of speed, and you can use speed modifiers, projectile speed modifiers for this. Huh. I got hit by something. Yeah, I've never fought this boss before, so let's see if I can even complete it. And I'm running a whole bunch of auras. I'm hoping I can complete it. I don't seem to be able to get anywhere near it though, so that's kind of a bummer. Yeah, see, I can't even get in there. If I could just get close to the mob, I could at least damage it, but with what's going on here, not really. See, can I sneak in somewhere? Nope. That's literally like every ounce of my health. I can't do it. Yeah. I don't know what kind of damage that is, but definitely not something that I can manage.
I need more mana.
So there's actually a safe area right in the center,
I need more mana.
and semi-safe. I don't know if I'm gonna get a flask. Am I gonna get a flask? Am I gonna get a flask? Nope. I got a flask. Okay. So she appears. Oh man. Oof. Okay. So there's a safe area in the center that you have to fight her. And this was the first time that I ever did that fight, so it was ridiculous. Um, but yeah, so that's part of the mechanic. Oh, and so there's gonna be areas like this where you can go downstairs. I went down here a second ago. And you can get like information. You click that, and then you can pop some chests. It's just a secret area, extra stuff. And that was one of the areas that you saw. Like I laid down an explosive, and that's what it opened up. Um, but yeah, so then you can go around, open up all your chestesses, enjoy all your fat loot, etc. You know, I'll show off the stuff that I got. I'll pick all of it up later though. Uh, Pretty good, right? Pretty good. I'd say it's pretty good. I think it's a really good mechanic. I'll show y'all the NPCs really quick. Finish popping this stuff open. I think it's very rewarding personally. Oh, I missed the black one. Let's see what we got over here. I should have been using smoke mine when I was fighting her, for sure. That would have been helpful. The blind is like super duper helpful. Speed increase, of course, it got nerfed, but that's okay. And so I picked up a book, and so it told me to come talk to this guy. So that's one of the bosses you can face. Talk to him. So y'all had already seen Gwenin. The next one would be Tujin, I guess. Uh, and he's a haggler, so you can haggle for items, and it's pretty cool. I enjoy like this mechanic is really good, especially early on. You have a chance of getting like really good orbs and stuff for early game. Like I can't remember which one it's called. It's not engineering. It's I believe it's what is it called? Let me go check. I can grab whatever I need anyways after. I had actually gotten some early on with this character. Y'all saw that I died a second ago, so it's like I said, this character's not perfect. I'm still working on it. That's why I'm not gonna cover the build just yet. But you can get binding orbs, orbs of binding, which are really really strong early on because you can make a rare item with four sockets and 4 links. And you might think, oh, well, that's nothing. But I mean, if it rolls really good, it can be your the piece of gear that you use very early on, I had a 4 link for the longest time before I switched over to this, and yeah, it works for me. But like I was explaining, okay, so I showed you the haggler. The next guy, his name is Rog. Rog's pretty cool. Um, Rog will have items that already have stats on them. So if you see something you like, great. Now, if you see something with potential, even better, because so you can and on all of their screens. So let me show you the main guy, Danon. Danon, if I go exchange items, you can exchange the different currencies. That's basically all he does. But everybody else, when you come down here and you swap it, it will change out all the items that are in the inventory. You can see the item levels there, is everything like that. But you can buy an item. There's nothing here that I particularly want, but let me see if I can find something fairly cheap. Okay, so this is pretty cheap. It's junk, but you can say I didn't have a good body piece, I can grab it, buy it, and then remove a single modifier with the lowest modifier level. Now you can look at this, and if you hold down Alt and you have your settings set up properly, you can actually see which one's the lowest modifier here. So the lowest modifier is that mana. So if I upgrade it,
Ever put a drop of black chimeral blood on a piece of equipment?
add a suffix or modifier, you can and you use currency this whole time, and it shows you your how much you have in your expedition locker. So boom, I added lightning. Reroll suffix 10 times, keeping the best outcome. So suffix, yeah, so you can reroll those, and you can end up with better suffixes. Upgrade level of a modifier by tier one tier, so it can bring up of a modifier. Remember, read it properly, because sometimes it'll say all modifiers or all suffixes, and so then you can upgrade it and see it upgraded to lightning. Remove all prefix modifiers. So if you wanted to remove all the prefixes, so the mana, the energy shield, and all that stuff, boom. Now you have another piece. You can set the quality to 20. Remove all suffix modifiers. And so these are the suffixes. They're not terrible. I don't really care for the 18 requirement right there. So if you don't like what he's trying to do, you can skip. Reforge the links between sockets on an item 10 times, so you can reforge up to that many times. But it's not gonna let me skip again. Can only skip 2 consecutive crafts. So yeah, I don't really care for it. But take item and then you end up with the item. The haggler, like I was showing you earlier, you can haggle for items. I mean, I can always use some more jewelers. So he wants 142. That's what he has him up for max. Me, what I'll usually do is I'll drop down to about halfway and try, and then I'll add maybe 5 or 10 depending, and then bam, got myself some extra jeweler orbs. Not a big thing. It's pretty cool, but that gives you access to a fair amount of currency early on. If you want, you can rerun areas and just gather currency and haggle with him for different things. I think that's really cool. But as y'all saw, in the other area, you can get all sorts of currencies. You can get unique items. You can get. I mean, there's just so much potential with this mechanic. It's not super fast paced, but it's really fun in my opinion. And you buff the monsters to your wants and needs. Like there are gonna be times when you're gonna risk it, and I would recommend you don't if you're playing hardcore. Which, like I said, I'm not playing hardcore right now because I want to make sure that this build is strong enough and ready to actually go into hardcore. And so I'm still messing with it. I'm still tweaking it. I'm still messing with all my sockets and everything. With that said, though, this mechanic is awesome. I believe it's pretty sweet. I believe it gives you a good amount of access to early items, decent amount of currencies early on. This league specifically, in my opinion, would be great for somebody who wants to try out solo cell phone for the first time. But that's my take on it, guys and gals. I hope y'all enjoyed the video. I know y'all get to see me die, and that's always fun for me. But until next time, this is Elder Woe saying, Over and out.